Hello and welcome to today's episode of Rusty Duck Garage. Hey, I've got a 1989 Toyota two-wheel drive pickup here that I picked up yesterday. Truck was set in front of a guy's house alongside the highway with a for sale sign in it, and I stopped in to check it out and see if and the guy was asking $3,500 for this truck, which is kind of a lot of money for a 1989. It's got 217,000 miles, I believe, on it, with a 22R engine in it. And 4-speed trans, not a 5-speed. Overall, the truck's in pretty nice shape, but boy, is it ugly. We're going to take this truck and I'm going to take that canopy off and try to knock some ugliness off this truck by cleaning it up and whatnot, and then show you some of the things that I found wrong with it. The brakes, master cylinder seems to be bleeding down slightly on it. We're going to adjust the valves on the engine and a few other things the steering gear on it's a little loose also, so I'll adjust the steering gear on it and see if there's any other steering parts that are loose, because it does wander a little bit down the road and got a lot of play in it. But I think overall it's a pretty good little truck, but found a couple of surprises on the truck after I bought it. I did pay him. All right, today we're working on the old Toyota pickup that we picked up the other day. You can see that the paint is seriously faded from here to here. I've buffed up to here. Cost of fuel here in Oregon is approaching $6 a gallon. It had gone down to where we had seen it at $3.99, but it's already back up to $5.79 in a lot of places. And you know, it's just hard to drive something that gets 13 miles a gallon like my old truck or the SUV. So I picked this thing up and gonna drive it a little bit. But you know, even this truck, cheap little truck like this, you still have the insurance costs and the registration. Although registration in Oregon really isn't that bad. I think it's under $100 for 2 years, but it still adds up, you know. So, and one of the things I like to do before I buff something is pull off like any moldings that you can that come off fairly simple. There's a couple bolts here and a couple clips that I previously released to get this off. So it comes off really easy. Then you can clean behind it, and you can also buff there without getting buffing compound all over your moldings there that you have to clean up later. So I like to clean it up a little bit there, get the dirt and grime off of there, and then wipe her down. Little towel that I have. Yeah, see, I'm using the McQuire's number 4 heavy cut cleaner. Seems to work pretty good. When it comes out of the bottle, it looks like some of the others, but it does seem to work fairly well. I've already added some compound to the pad, and I'm just using the variable speed buffer that I bought from Harbor Freight. I've bought some better brand ones before and had them not last very well. This seems to do well, and like I say, it's variable speed. Also, they sell the pads there, so does the trick. But we'll wipe some compound on there and get started. We'll add a little more compound to it. Well, if we're going to drive these little old beater trucks, you know, they might as well look halfway decent, you know, if we can, and keep them shiny and buffed up and waxed up. It helps. Oh, unplugged. right, remove the screws out of the tail light. We're gonna remove it so we don't get compound all over that. Oh, that's nice. It fell apart, I guess. And looks like we got a All right, so that was our cut with the polisher there, the buffer. And this is an little orbital one. We'll use a polishing compound. McGuire's 85 diamond cut. So then we'll probably follow up with a swirl mark remover and some wax. Yeah, we get the compound off. Well, that looks a lot better than it did. It sure, I don't know. I'd say it's like polishing a turd. This color is not very good. Usually when I start polishing something up, I kind of warm up to the color. I haven't this one yet, so. But we'll give it its own personality here as we go along and make some changes to it. I think it'll be a pretty neat little truck when we get done. Well, we're not done polishing the truck, but it's a 80-degree day, I guess, so it's getting a little warm out here. A little too warm to be out here polishing, so we're gonna quit for now, but about half done, I would say. But it does look a lot better. Again, I'm not really warmed up to that color, but we'll get her cleaned up, and we're probably gonna do a wheel and tire swap on it and maybe some other little changes. But got a lot of little maintenance items to do to the truck too that we'll show you. We're going to adjust the valves on it, adjust the steering gear. Appears to be pretty loose. Truck has 215,000 miles on it or thereabouts. I think we're going to have to do a master cylinder on it. It's leaking by at times, but really not too bad. But overall, pretty good little truck. Doesn't get great gas mileage, maybe 23, 24, but that's certainly better than 13. So that's the reason we're going to drive this little thing. Well, our little Toyota pickup project took a change of direction. Family member, his pickup that he drives to work every day, the transmission went out on it, so he really needed a truck. So I said I would sell him this truck. So we sold it to him for $2,000 down and $500 every 2 weeks, and we'll chase him down for the rest of it there. So, but it's been a fun little project. I'd like to have done a lot of other things and showed you what I did there, but he really needed a truck, and we're just glad to help him out. If you would, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time at Rusty Duck Garage. Okay, see the paint on the hood of this little Toyota. It was pretty rough, just a lot of dirt and stuff in it. that I think it was repainted once. So to buff it out, I've decided to color sand it here, and I'm using 2000 grit wet dry sandpaper, and that'll get all the roughness out of the hood. And you can see by the color that's in the sanding that this is a single stage paint. If this was a two-stage paint, base coat, clear coat, and you saw this color, you've gone too far because you've gone through the clear coat. But this is a single stage paint, so what we're doing here is not hurting it. So once we get through sanding here with the color sanded with the 2000 grit, then we'll go ahead and use the aggressive buffing compound with aggressive wheel and the buffer and get the shine to come back. Hopefully we can get all the scratches out of it from sanding on it, but we should be able to do that. So it should look pretty good when we get done. There's a few extra pictures of the canopy that was on the truck. It was actually in pretty good shape. I put it on Facebook Marketplace and had quite a few calls on it, but a lot of people didn't show up. Everybody wanted it, but a lot of people didn't have the money or the means to get out here and pick it up because I live out in the country there. But I was finally able to sell it. A guy put it on his Nissan pickup there for $100.